Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and on Friday, stocks started to short squeeze everywhere. So in today's video, we're going to discuss the best short squeeze potentials for Monday. So let's get into it. All right, the market is starting to go crazy. Stocks are starting to short squeeze, even though they're really not. We'll talk about that. But we're going to talk about which stocks will have the best potential to actually short squeeze on Monday. There's some really popular stocks out there like SPRT that we've got to talk about. I've got a bunch of others, some that you might not have even heard of. And it is just crazy. What a time to be investing in the stock market. So today we're going to look at ATER, we're going to look at utilization rates, we're going to look at the short interest, we're going to look at the shares available to borrow, we're going to look at all that stuff and figure out which stocks have the best potential to short squeeze on Monday. Now, the one thing I've got to tell you is you might be asking, hey Scott, why couldn't you figure this stuff out earlier? Why couldn't you, figure out which stocks we're going to short squeeze on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever? Well, here's the thing. If you look at ATER right now and you just sort by utilization rate, there are literally hundreds of stocks that have a near 100% utilization rate. Hundreds. Now, there is no possible way for me to somehow know or figure out which of those hundreds of stocks is going to short squeeze on this particular day. So instead, what I have to do is we've really got to look at other things like Reddit and StockTwits and all this stuff to try to figure out what's popular, what are people pushing, what are retailers looking to buy and push for a possible short squeeze. So what I'm doing today in this video is we're going to combine the ATER data with the Fintel data, and we're going to look at the charts, the technicals, and we're going to look at which stocks are really, really popular in the retail community to try to determine which ones have the best short squeeze potential. So I've got 6 of them for you today. I've also got 2 other stocks that are a little more longer term, but I've got 6 short squeeze potentials that we're going to talk about and discuss in today's video. Now, for those of you who have been waiting for an update on TOBAF, that's TAC Global, I'm going to be doing a full update on that later today. So look out for another video that I'll be releasing around 1 p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be a full update on TAT and the short squeeze potential on that, as well as the long-term hold potential. Okay, for those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. Every day, I spend hours and hours and hours watching YouTube videos, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks from the top YouTubers into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on their stock picks as well as my analysis on their stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. All right, before we get into today's stock picks, I want to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. And first up is ATER. This is a Tyrian. Chris Sain said this will have some day trading opportunities as it runs up. He did warn not to stay in it too long though, since short sellers will try to push the price back down again. I will stress that this should only be a day trade for now. It's been picking up momentum. The stock was up 47% on Friday and another 22% after hours. Now, there is some good short squeeze potential on this stock. The utilization is about 84%. The short interest is currently about 24%, and the days to cover is 3.57. Just be aware that as volume increases, that is going to decrease the days to cover, which in turn is going to lessen the impact of a potential short squeeze. More volume means it's easier for short sellers to cover and makes it less likely that we'll see a massive run-up in price due to a short squeeze. Now, I think there's a chance that ATER might become another SPRT. basically where the stock runs up considerably in price but does not actually squeeze. Keep in mind that the utilization is only 84%, so there's still plenty of shares left out there for short sellers to use. Regardless, you can still catch the run up. Between ATER, BBIG, and SPRT, ATER is in the earliest stage of an attempted short squeeze. This is one that you can jump into and still have a lot of upside potential. Next up is BBIG. This is Vinco Ventures. Chris Sain let us know that BBIG ran up massively on Friday. This appears to be the start of a short squeeze and would make a great day trade. BBIG was up over 80% during the day and another 45% after hours. Amazingly, the utilization on BBIG remains near 100%. And on Fintel, we can see how nobody returned their shares on Friday. In fact, at the close of business on Friday, there were 0 shares left available to borrow. Now, just ignore these weekend numbers. Those could be glitches or just kind of late up-to-date numbers. We really have to see what happens on Monday with these numbers. But either way, the utilization is definitely near 100%, if not at 100%. Now, BBIG has a higher short interest than ATER does, with 27% short interest. However, you're also going to notice that the days to cover is down to 1.10. Again, that's because the volume has increased significantly. So while BBIG has not short squeezed yet, it could be close to short squeezing. If BBIG rises again on Monday, that could trigger a short squeeze. I could see BBIG getting to around $15 to $20 in the event of an actual short squeeze. I would only day trade this though. There is no telling when BBIG will top out and come back down, and it will most likely come back down just as fast as it went up. Based upon Chris Sain's cryptic discussion of the stock, it sounded like he plans to buy put options on it once the short squeeze is over. That's actually a great play. If you're lucky, you can make a lot of money on BBIG on both the way up and the way down. If you've ever heard of a guy named Timothy Sykes, he actually became a multimillionaire using this method. He would buy these stocks on the way up and then short them on the way down, and within 4 years, he turned $25,000 into $2.4 million. Next up is CRWD. This is CrowdStrike. This is a cybersecurity company used by banks and other large companies to help cybersecurity professionals manage threats. ZipTrader reminded us that CRWD is reporting earnings on Tuesday. Despite the most recent run-up, ZipTrader reiterated his $240 price target on CRWD. That means ZipTrader expects CRWD to drop after earnings. And technically, given how high the candles are above the EMAs and how the RSI is nearly overbought, I would have to agree with ZipTrader. CRWD will most likely drop after earnings. I would be comfortable selling a credit call spread on CRWD. A credit call spread will make money when the stock trades flat or goes down. Next up is KPLT. This is Catapult Holdings. They offer point-of-sale lease purchase options for e-commerce sites. In other words, short-term loans for online purchases. Keenan Grace let us know that while KPLT did not have that much of a move during the day on Friday, it did run up over 23% after hours. Now, KPLT was down over 50% earlier this month when they released disappointing earnings and retracted their full-year guidance. That move resulted in a lawsuit against the company for securities fraud. Now, some retail investors are trying to run KPLT up for a short squeeze, but the short interest is only 8%. So Keenan Grace is actually looking at KPLT for a possible short through the purchase of put options. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Stockmo reviewed NIO's numbers to consider whether or not NIO would still be a good long-term hold. The first thing he noticed is that deliveries continue to go up every quarter. Deliveries are near capacity right now, but NIO just agreed to double their production capacity with JAC so that they can continue to grow. And of course, once Neopark is opened, their production capacity will quadruple again. Stockmo thinks Q3 revenues will be $1.44 billion. He thinks NIO's future sales will be helped by China's goal of having 40% of all new vehicles be electric vehicles by 2030. NIO is also expanding to other countries in Europe and North America soon. And of course, NIO doesn't just make money from EV sales. They also make money through subscription services such as battery swaps and in-car features. Stockmo reiterated his year-end $65 price target on NIO. Next up is NURO. This is NeuroMetrics. NURO is another stock that has short squeeze potential. The last time NURO ran up, it got to $40. I should let you know that as ZipTrader pointed out, NURO does not have the same retail following that other current short squeeze candidates like ATER, BBIG, and SPRT have. This is more of a battle between large institutions. Still, you can make a lot of money off the stock if you decide to play it. Just be careful and make sure you are able to read the technicals, because there is less information on retail forums about this stock than there are on the other current short squeeze potentials. Still, NURO is one of the favorite stocks that was discussed on the Discord on Friday, so you can get plenty of information and analysis there. Next up is SPRT. This is support.com. A lot of people asked me over the weekend to talk about SPRT, so let's talk about it. SPRT had great momentum last week, but fizzled out on Friday. This is one of 3 stocks that are super popular for potential short squeezes right now. The other 2 being ATER and BBIG. Of the 3 stocks, SPRT appears least likely to squeeze. Now that's not for lack of potential. Ortex has the utilization at 95% and the short interest is 75%. As you can see on Fintel, there are 0 shares left available to borrow, so the utilization is actually 100%. Now, one of the major problems that I have with SPRT is that due to the high increase in volume last week, the days to cover is down to 0.57. The technicals have also turned quite bearish. The candle is what's known as a hammer, and it's often the sign of a reversal in a stock's momentum. We can also see the RSI overbought at 92. Combine the 0.57 days to cover with the technicals, and I would say that SPRT has a very low chance of short squeezing at this point. If the stock went up to $60 and nobody covered, they sure aren't going to cover at $28. I think ATER and BBIG are both much better short squeeze potentials than SPRT. But short squeeze aside, ZipTrader let us know that SPRT has a merger proposal vote coming up next Tuesday on September 10th. SPRT will be voting to merge with Greenidge. Greenidge is a clean energy cryptocurrency miner that claims a better hash rate than MARA or RIOT. So if the short squeeze fails to pan out, there are still some good fundamental catalysts with SPRT that might help SPRT run up in the long term. Also, Keenan Grace pointed out that the options now go up to $85. On Friday, they were limited to $39. Again, I think SPRT is bearish, so I would not be buying any options at this point. But you might want to consider selling some of these $40, $50, and $60 call options as they become available for trading. By the way, if you feel like you missed out on these plays, I will let you know that they were discussed quite a bit on Friday in the Discord. Obviously, I only upload videos once a day in the morning before the pre-markets open. For all of the action during the day, you really need to be on the Discord. I have a free 7-day trial to the Discord if you want to check it out. And the last stock we're going to talk about is XELA. This is XELA. And ZipTrader said that although XELA has been a bit of a dud over the past few weeks, he still sees it as a short squeeze candidate. Friday's momentum shows that XELA is still in the game for a possible short squeeze. XELA was up over 12% on Friday. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Be on the lookout later today around 1 p.m. Eastern for a second video that will be a deep dive into TOBAF, and we're going to look at the financials, we're going to look at the growth, and we're going to talk about the long-term hold prospects for TAC Global after the potential short squeeze does or perhaps does not occur. We'll see. Go ahead and comment down below what your favorite stock pick is for a potential short squeeze. I want to know what your short squeeze plays are. And if you are looking for a broker to trade with, then you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up for Webull using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a U.S. resident or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, then you can sign up for Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have highly discounted trading throughout the entire world. And of course, both Webull and Interactive Brokers offer the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, I do have material connections with both Webull and Interactive Brokers, so whenever you sign up for either one of those, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Now, finally, I want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you later today.